it's Jeffrey with Real Nifty Vintage, and this video shows the 10 favorite things that I sold on Etsy in January. All right, the first thing on the list is this really cool pair of salt and pepper shakers made by Napco. They are the cutest things, and I've had them for a very long time. They finally sold, and I'm so happy about that. They sold for $40 with free shipping, and I'll remind you that all of my prices in my shop include shipping, so the prices I give are with shipping included. So yes, $40, free shipping. The shipping that I paid out of that was $3.66. And then also a reminder that Etsy charges, I don't know if you saw that, that Etsy charges 5% fee. So 5% fee of 40. Anyway, it turns out to make about $30 all said and done on those salt and pepper shakers. So they're really cool, and I'm happy that they finally sold. So they are awesome right there. Slide through a little bit. It's hard to talk and mouse at the same time. So really cool, and there they are. The next thing up is actually a pair of items, and this was sold to a subscriber very neatly. A planter right here as you see, and then this hummingbird metal set here to hang on the wall. So very awesome. I vividly remember picking this planter up, and it was so cool whenever I found it. I think I paid about $4 for it at a small thrift store. It's just really cool. It screams the 50s. So love that. And it's just a really cool planter. So I sold the pair of them for $52 to the same customer, and I paid about $10 in shipping on that. And so after fees and cost of the goods and everything, I made about $33, which was very nice. And I'm just happy that that went to a subscriber because I love that planter. I think it's awesome. So I'm glad that I picked it up. I almost didn't because planters don't really sell that well, but this is such a cool one and has a multi-purpose use, being retro and kind of just, you can use it for so many things like salad or plants. But anyways, lots of things. And the next thing that sold is actually this light bright. And I have sold many light brights over, well, a year and a half, 2 years. And what I've been doing is actually using the same photograph that you see here of the light bright. And I'm just re-updating my quantity. And I do note that in the description, that's what I'm doing, because I'm just a little too lazy to bust out all the equipment and re-photograph a light bright. So I use stock imagery that I've already taken for a previously sold light bright. This is like the third or fourth light bright I've sold. It sold for $60 with shipping included. And so with that, the shipping was like $9. And after cost of goods and everything, I made about $45. Very good for a vintage light bright. By the way, you can still buy light brights today. They're just not the same thing. You can buy them at Menards, I believe. But you want the original, I'm sure. Next up is this really cool brass bear. What I love about this brass bear is actually the fish, which is kind of a minor point to it, but it's just a really unique brass piece. So it's a brass bear walking with a fish in its mouth, and it sold for $55. Very awesome, and I love this piece. Really great. The shipping on that was really only $7, so with cost of goods, fees, and everything, I made about $40 on this brass bear. Very cool. Oh, that's his butt. It was made sold in Walmart. Next thing was actually two items sold to the same person, and it's this Franciscan Ivy water pitcher. Here it is, or it's actually it's a coffee pot. Here's the coffee pot, and then they also bought this relish tray. So this is one of those things where I almost wish I did not sell it, because after the shipping and everything was considered, I really didn't make a lot of money. This was an item that went to California. So the shipping on that was, I don't know, it was just more expensive than I was anticipating, but that's all right. It went to someone who's been actually buying quite a lot of the Franciscan Ivy pieces from my store, which actually does mean that, yeah, all that's going to California and the shipping's been high every time. But okay, it's all good. I'm selling the stuff, and it's fine. I am making some money, I think. So, okay, I have to tell you something real quick. I just was looking back at this footage, and I realized why I was having such trouble figuring out the Franciscan Ivy debacle with the only $35 profit, and why the shipping was $60. Okay, I can tell you that completely. What happened is I forgot to show, or tell rather, that this lady bought a third item, a third listing from me, also Franciscan Ivy, and it just didn't make it to video. She bought a set of 10 dinner plates, which came out to be $100 by themselves, which included shipping. So I ended up packaging the 10 dinner plates, that picture I showed, and that relish tray all in one big box for $60. So what we're really looking at here is a lot more than $35 profit. So I just wanted to throw that out there because I knew that I couldn't be that daft. I mean, so I sold the pair of them and they sold for $129 with free shipping. The shipping on that was $59. So after cost of goods, fees, shipping, I walked away with the two pieces with $35. Not much I can really say about that. I did spend quite a bit just for the Franciscan Ivy pieces to begin with. So it's one of those things where if I was to buy them cheaper and I was able to get them, buy them cheaper, I would probably walk away with more profit. But I did pay up for them because they are really nice pieces. So that's awesome. Next up is these really cute squirrel salt and pepper shakers. They are just adorable. This was actually an item that I've had in my curio cabinet for a very long time, and I wasn't planning on selling them, but I was looking at them one day and I thought, gosh, I just don't need those. They're cute, but I don't need them. And funny thing, inevitably, always one of them would fall over like they were drunk because they were in the curio cabinet and you'd walk by it and just over time they kind of vibrate off of the leaf and it just falls off. So I got sick of putting them back up on his perch. But it sold, happy that it did, and it sold for $39. Now, that's a little bit misleading. It went to the Netherlands, so $15.95 of that was shipping. So I really only walked away with about $18 after what I paid for it, which was a few dollars, and then fees and all that. Did I mention that fees were 5% of the total cost? They are 5% of the total cost on Etsy. That covers, well, I don't know what it covers things. So that's awesome. Next up is these really neat, another salt and pepper shaker set, but darn it, I love them. They are Art Deco style, like a milk glass with these blue intertwined rings, and they say salt and pepper in an Art Deco style font. They sold for $31.80. Now that weird change there has to do with tax. I can't control that, but there it is. The shipping was only $4.95, which is great for a first class item. And with fees and everything and cost of goods, I did pay a little bit more for these at an auction because I thought they were pretty cool. And there was another guy there that was really into them as well. So I made 17 bucks on them. Pretty good still, I think. And you have to take in consideration with these that there is some wear to the salt one. You can see that there is some issues here with wear, but they are hard to find, I think. You don't really see these often. So I'm glad that they sold, and I think that was a fair price, really. Okay, these here, one of my favorite things I've sold in a very long time, and I think it probably sounds funny, but they're just really cute. I love figurines. If you watch my videos, you know it. And I don't know why. I don't know where this stems, where it roots to, but I love them. They are adorable, and I have not found anything like this before. So they're really cool. It's a set of 3 left-in keyword, birds playing instruments. And they sold for $110 for the set of 3. Now, that is slightly inflated due to the shipping of these guys. They shipped for $26.65. That seems high. I forget why. Maybe they went to a different country. They did. They went to another country. $26.65. Okay. Let's remember this. I had them listed for $90 with free shipping, domestic shipping. That means I was expecting to sell them locally in the United States for $90 and then to come out of that 90 about 10 for shipping. So I was expecting to walk away with $80 anyway. Then you take off cost of goods, all that. But anyway, they sold overseas. So when that happens, there's a flat rate that's charged on top of the item. So I'm making a little bit more money, kind of. Anyways, it's all good. I walked away after fees, shipping, cost of goods, $70 in the pocket. Very nice. So they're really neat. I'm going to slide through real quick. He's playing a little thing that has strings, a violin or a thing. Very good. These are all in fantastic shape. If you're just curious, I'm sliding through so you can see them. Very, very nice. And they're all labeled on the bottom with a foil sticker. Cool. Only have a couple more to go. This one here, awesome piece, and I'm glad that I grabbed it. It is a boomerang, Australian style, and it has this flip calendar on it with also the turn things where you can put, it says like December, Wednesday, and then the day. So you can kind of rotate all these as you want. It's a perpetual calendar. So you will forever know what day of the week it is as long as you keep up with it. Not my thing. I could never keep up with a calendar like that. I think we actually have a couple calendars and they say different years. So this is a really cool thing. Oh, and it has pins. That's one of the biggest parts about it. It has these pins. So you can write both hands at the same time. Be crazy. But it's really cool and they actually work. I made sure that I replaced the ballpoints, and they are ballpoint pens. Aren't they? I don't know. Well, they're the type that have the metal. They're not like a fountain pen, I'm saying. There's a ballpoint or roller ball. I forget. I always confuse those. Ballpoint, roller ball. I don't know. But they're one of the two, and you can write with them. That's the main thing to take away from that sentence. Oh, and then I need to tell you what they sold for. They sold for $42 with free shipping, of course, all combined. And I paid $7.61 of that shipping. And then what did I pay for the item? I think like $4. I don't remember. So after all of that, I made $27 on the item. Very cool. So that's great. The last thing up is one of my favorite things, once again, that I've sold in a long time. And it's just really one of those unique items. So this is made by Kreiss. I cannot pronounce that. Crease. Very collectible figurine. People like these. And actually Barb, Aaron's sister, she had, I think, one of these or something similar, and she had a tag. And someone, I don't want to say poached, they asked her if she was going to just sell the tag. Isn't that crazy? So people out there, they just want the tag. And so she was like, I really don't want to sell the tag because it's going to make mine less desirable. Not mine, hers. So she said like some crazy price, like $30 for the tag. And the guy was like, no, but he was really cordial about it. So it was all good. Anyways, I sold mine for $48. I might have been able to get more for it, quite honestly, but I just didn't know how strongly the market was on these. And this is a really unique dog. It's sort of a Chihuahua. I think that's what it says. I don't know what it says. Maybe I didn't even attempt it to say what it was. I'm terrible at identifying animals. So quite cutely on this thing, there is a turtle on the ear. Isn't that weird? Okay, so they are known as gay dogs, happy dogs. And like I said, this one has the little tag here that you can see. And it's sort of it's written in Mexican. It's like a Mexico dog. So it sold for $48. The shipping on that was only $3.88. And then I netted from that about $35 whenever you consider cost of goods. And I'm trying to remember how much I paid for this figurine because I actually bought it in a box flat with other figurines in it. And so I think it kind of equals out that it was about $5. That's just what I'm telling myself. So all things considered, I think I had a pretty good month in January. So I did not sell as much as I previously have. I think December was even better. But what I am finding is that I'm selling, though I might be selling less items, I'm selling higher ticket items. So the goal in that is to do less work. The less things I sell is the less things I ship. The less things I ship and sell, the less things I have to source and buy. The less things I have to source and buy, the less things I have to list. So it all comes down to that. But I'm still not limiting how much I'm buying. I'm still going out there and buying some stuff. It's just that those smaller things that maybe aren't really worth my time listing, I'm putting in the booth. And so that's where a third booth number 3, comes into play, where I think I really need to have another one in order to make this viable. Because I'm really cutting out a lot of those $10, $12, $15 things that I would have been listing, and I'm not listing them. See what I'm saying? So, there's no wrong or right way to do it. You can list a ton, hundreds of things that are going to make you $5 here, $5 here. But I'm trying not to go that route, and I'm trying to use knowledge the best I can and learn and find out what are the top things that sell and what am I really going to maximize my money on and what should I focus on. There's always a balance. Trust me, there's always a balance to learn on that. And don't go too down, going down one rabbit hole is not the answer either. But I'm trying to figure this out the best I can. But I'm just going to go ahead and wrap this up. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye-bye.